Now that Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is out in theaters and just crossed $1 billion at the box office worldwide speaking, a lot of fans have been very intrigued and curious about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about the future of Star Wars that a lot of fans are very excited about is, of course, the new Star Wars trilogy and everything related to the fourth trilogy that Disney and Lucasfilm are currently trying to piece together as we speak. By the way, February is going to be a big month. We're going to be learning more and more about the future of Star Wars and exactly where everything is going, especially for the fourth trilogy. And what's really exciting about this is that they are detaching themselves from nostalgia. They're really trying to build something from the ground up. They are basically now in George Lucas's shoes as he was back in 1974 to 75 when he was trying to come up with the story for Star Wars A New Hope, or at the time it was just called The Star Wars. So, if we look at the new trilogy, obviously this is a big risk by Disney and Lucasfilm because, like I say, it's going to be a brand new era. It's going to let go of the Skywalkers like Luke, Anakin, and Ben Solo, and it's really going to embrace new characters from the ground up and new environments as well, while also having loose connections to the Skywalker saga. What do we mean by that? Well, we talk about planets, locations, and maybe even one character, and that currently they're trying to find ways in order to incorporate Yoda into the mix. Now, on top of all of this, what's really intriguing about all of this is that both Disney and Lucasfilm are currently developing their new Star Wars universe, also known as the new expanded universe that will tell new tales of the franchise, as well as exploring new eras that fans have never seen before, where it's explained that one of the big plans by Disney and Lucasfilm is for the new Star Wars trilogy, specifically the first film of the new trilogy, dubbed as Star Wars X. It's noted that both Disney and Lucasfilm are in negotiations of using the Roman numeral format for the first film of the new trilogy, and that they are looking to get many A-list actors on board for the project, such as Leonardo DiCaprio, Keanu Reeves, Kit Harington, Jennifer Connelly, and even Jason Momoa, for starters. Star Wars X is said to introduce new Legends of the Sith, and that Disney will be developing a series of new dark side users for the new film that is said to be their new focus as well. Additionally, it's explained that Star Wars X will also dive further into the story of the Whills as well, and that creator George Lucas will have a role in how the Whills should be portrayed in the new film that will kickstart the new Star Wars mythology. The Whills, who are godlike beings, are the ones who created the galaxy, and that Lucasfilm also wants to explore the secrets and origins of the galaxy for the new Star Wars movie that will begin the new series of films to come in the near future by Lucasfilm. This is said to be Disney's way in order to bring the new untouched Star Wars lore that will be unexpected to the fans, that will create a different medium of the Star Wars franchise, where Star Wars X and its script is all set and ready to begin this February, and the director will be announced very soon for the movie. Now, obviously, the new trilogy really is going to be a big part for Disney and Lucasfilm to really give us a different side of Star Wars. Obviously, this is going to be their way of really showing us whether or not they can come up with original content, right? So far, as far as the major movies go, they have been latching onto, characters like Luke Skywalker or Palpatine or Leia, Lando Calrissian, Han Solo. You know exactly what I'm talking about. They're holding on to nostalgia with the Skywalker saga with the sequels. So now that we're heading into these 3 new Star Wars movies, they have to come up with their own content, and it's going to be very interesting. I mean, given that they did very well with The Mandalorian, I do have high hopes that these new Star Wars movies are actually going to be quite enjoyable, if not better than the sequel trilogy. I do have faith that they will be better than the sequel trilogy because it's going to explore a new era, number one. It's going to have Jedi, the Legends of the Sith. It's going to have new dark side warriors, all this crazy content that we have always wanted to see on the big screen. So, the fact that they are trying to use the Roman numeral format for this new Star Wars film, that's the only thing that I do disagree with, is that it wouldn't really make much sense to really call it Star Wars Episode 10 if it's going to be based in the past before the events of The Phantom Menace. So, like I say, everything related to this new Star Wars trilogy, they want to use that A-list actor format, such as Leonardo DiCaprio, Keanu Reeves, Jennifer Connelly, amazing actress, by the way. I think that she is amazing. I think that she could really fit the Star Wars universe, and I could see why they would be interested in her, because she was in Alita Battle Angel, and that movie did very, very well. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw it, but it's a very interesting and fun movie. So, how they want to introduce the Wills in the new Star Wars trilogy, I think, is yet going to be another medium to the franchise that's really going to evolve the Star Wars universe. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Wills, but they are godlike beings who created the Star Wars galaxy as well as the entire universe that will be applied to Star Wars X. And that this is actually coming from George Lucas, his original idea about the Wills being incorporated into this new trilogy. Kind of does remind me of what George originally wanted to do for his version of, episodes 7, 8, and 9, was visiting that micro-universe, or that macro-universe, or whatever he really wanted to do, where it would explore, a different realm, if you will, for the Star Wars universe. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.